When it came out, Forrest Gump was one of my all-time favorite movies, and in many ways, it's still an entertaining flick. And hidden among the title character's misadventures is a lesson in life. One that we intuitively knew when we were younger, but a lesson we forgot as the pressures of adult life closed in all around us and chased away our childlike sense of wonder and adventure. And in this week's video, we'll dive into what that lesson is, along with how to rediscover it anew. Let's tap back in. In case you haven't seen Forrest Gump, well, you might want to just pause the video right now and watch it. Don't worry, I'll wait. Alright, did you watch it? Wasn't that great? I know! Anyway, for those that haven't seen it in a while, it centers on Forrest Gump traveling from his hometown in Greenbow, Alabama, across the country, around the world, and back again. Throughout his travels, he becomes an all-American athlete, meets the president, inspires Elvis's iconic dance moves, earns the Medal of Honor, becomes a world-class ping pong player, and founds the Bubba Gump Shrimp Company. That is quite a full life, right? The lesson of the story starts with a question. What enabled Forrest Gump to accomplish these feats? And the answer is a simple one. In fact, if you were to find the nearest 6-year-old, they'd know it intuitively. His secret was this. He didn't know any better. In other words, he didn't know that becoming a world-class athlete was next to impossible. He didn't know that founding a successful company was against the odds. He just knew that these were things that he wanted to do, so, and here's the trick, he just did them. He was the fictional embodiment of Nike's slogan, "Just do it." All of us believed this was true when we were younger. Every single one of us. Who viewing this video didn't want to be an astronaut or the president or the next Michael Jordan? We all did. Somewhere along the way, the pressures of life, or worse yet, someone else's own doubts and insecurities managed to weigh down our hopes and dreams. We started to think things like, that's impossible, or I don't have time to make that happen, or the skill, or, and this is the most heartbreaking thought that we can think, I just can't. When we believe something is impossible or that we can't do something, we get to be right. And often we quit right then and there and move on to the easier or the safe path. In other words, we settle. And when we settle, we tap out of life. So, how do we tap back in? Do you still have a dream? Something unrequited that you wish you could accomplish? It could be writing a book, starting a side hustle, or finding Mr. or Mrs. Right. Often, we watch a movie, have a conversation, or have a simple impulse that inspires us to dream something better. And what happens? Our brain kicks into overdrive with thoughts like, I'm too old. That's a young person's dream. Or, and this one's my favorite, the world just doesn't work that way, at least for me. The next time you start to yearn for your dream and you feel all the years of well-practiced and well-rehearsed cynicism starting to squash it, notice the thought and ask a question. Here's a few ideas of the question that you should be asking. What would it take for me to do this? What have I done in the past that was similar and where I was successful? How would it feel if I just did it? And if you decide that this dream is worth pursuing, ask this one last question. What is one thing I can do right now to move me one step closer to that goal? And it could be anything. It could be going online and researching how to finish your degree. It could be signing up for Match.com. It could be logging into Amazon and downloading a book on the dream that you are pursuing. And then tomorrow, and then the day after, ask the same question. Do something that moves the needle closer to your goal. And pretty soon, you might just find yourself living your dream instead of just dreaming about it. My name is Mike Leone, and you've just tapped back in.